Gun Sports Radio is sponsored by Love Radio Network. Welcome to Gun Sports Radio, all about shooting, hunting, self-defense, and more. Now, here are the hosts of Gun Sports Radio, Dave Stahl and Lance Pelkey.
All right, folks, welcome to FM 96.1 AM 1170. We are the answer. This is Gun Sports Radio. Please visit our website at www.gunsportsradio.com, or you can go to facebook.com/gunsportsradio. You can send us questions. You can send us responses. Maybe you have a topic that you'd like us to talk about. Please feel free to send us an email or on Facebook. We'd be happy to help you. This segment's brought to you by the Gun Range San Diego, 7853 Balboa Avenue, 10 to 10, 7 days a week. The GunRangeSanDiego.com is their website, theGunRangeSanDiego.com. You will love it when you go there. It's personalized service for first-time shooters, second-time, or long-time. Makes no difference. They cater to anybody and everybody. Great ranges, great range stewards. They will help you every way, shape, or form. Tons of training. Lance went through their CCW program as well as working with San Diego County gun owners website with a great video that shows you how to walk yourself through it. And I think we're up to how many CCWs a week now?
About 40 issued a week. Wow. There are over 1,800, almost 2,000 issued in the county, which is up by about 900.
And prior to San Diego County gun owners shaking the trees and asking hard questions to politicians like sheriffs and whatnot, I think we had 3 million people in San Diego, and we had 1,500 CCWs.
Even less, about 1,100.
1,100 CCWs out of 3 million people. What do you suppose the problem is there, my friends? Mm-hmm. But be that as it may, hey, we've got very special guest on the line. Da-da-da. You want to introduce him?
You know what? I think Mikey's going to introduce him.
You want to introduce him, Mikey?
Come on, Mikey.
Very special guest. He's been a friend of mine for years. He's a fantastic warrior when it comes to the Second Amendment, and has been for a long time. And I'm very honored to have him on the show and talk about his latest victory. That would be State Senator-elect Brian Jones.
And he's a lovely man.
Absolutely. Congratulations, bud.
Hey, guys, what's happening?
You are.
You're always happening.
I'm trying.
Congratulations on your win.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm very proud of the race you ran, and very proud of all your efforts.
Yep, very clean.
Yep, and
very
I'm just
professional.
So happy to have you back up in Sacramento representing us and representing gun owners. How does it feel to be a newly elected state senator?
Well, it's sinking in gradually as people are calling me senator. I can promise you that Bill and Janice Jones never thought that one of their sons would ever be called senator. So it's kind of a shock to the entire Jones family. But we're getting used to it, and we're going to make the most of it. We're going back up in some very challenging times. As you guys know, in June we had the recall of the Democratic senator, tax-raising senator, that put the Republicans back to 14. And so we broke the supermajority, which was great for the end of session because they had a bunch of stuff on the books that was going to need 2/3 approval in the Senate, and the Republicans were able to hold together and block those bad things from happening.
What is
Unfortunately,
I was going to ask. So a lot of people hear the term supermajority. Can you just give a little brief summary? What does that actually mean? Why should people care about a supermajority? What's the difference between a majority and supermajority, and what can they can't they do?
Sure. In most legislatures around the country, you care about the majority or the minority. So you want to have 50% plus one, or you don't matter. In California, the way our Constitution is set up in our legislature is a supermajority is 2/3 of the legislature. Any tax bill, any fee, anything to do with elections. There's lots of issues that require a 2/3 vote. If the legislature wants to put an initiative on the ballot, that requires a 2/3 vote. So in the Assembly, you need 52 members, and in the Senate, you need 26. So to block the supermajority in the Assembly, you need 28 members, and in the Senate, you need 14 members. Those two, 28 and 14, block the supermajority.
So right now, Democrats are going into 2019 will have a supermajority in the Senate and the Assembly?
In both houses.
Oh my gosh! So they're pretty much whatever they want done, they can get done.
And it also is veto-proofs the governor. So, for example, if the legislature, Brown was pretty good at vetoing some stuff. We expect Newsom to veto a lot fewer. I mean, I don't know if he'll veto anything. Right. I don't know what it would take to get Newsom to veto something that, Brown had vetoed. So, but now the legislature is veto-proof in both houses, meaning if Newsom vetoes something, the legislature has enough votes. If they can get all their members to corralled to override a veto, now they can override any veto that Newsom puts out.
And what's your take on the election? Like, why did Republicans, pro-gun candidates, not all Republicans are pro-gun, not all pro-gun candidates are Republicans, but those two groups, Republicans and pro-gun candidates, got shellacked in California pretty much up and down the state. If you had to, what's your take on that? What do you think happened?
Well, and I appreciate your attitude on that it's not 100% correlation, and in the rest of the country that's certainly true. In California, it's probably 99% correlated that Democrats are anti-gun and Republicans are Second Amendment supporters. Mm-hmm. So, look in Orange County, which used to be called Reagan Country, and San Diego County for that matter, but Orange County used to be, one of the most reliable Republican conservative areas in the country. And as of 2 weeks ago, there's no Republican congressman in Orange County.
Yeah. Wow.
None out of 6. We used to have 6 out of 6. We used to have 6 out of 6. Now we have 0 out of 6.
First time ever. First time it's ever even been anywhere close to that.
So what's the reasoning?
Lost.
What would you say?
Laura Barker.
What was the reasoning? Why do you say it's flipped like that?
Well, I think I'm hoping, Dave, that it's a unique situation for this electoral period of time. For the first time since the 60s, a Democrat carried Orange County in the presidential election. Hillary Clinton carried Orange County over Donald Trump. And so the Democrats just saw an opportunity there to pick up seats. I don't think they ever intended to pick up. They already had 2, so there was 4 Republican seats. I don't think they ever thought they were going to get all 4, but they knew that they could get. They knew they had Issa. Yeah. That's why he quit, and Royce. That's why he quit. Rohrbacher was just stubborn enough to stay in there, and Walters was stubborn enough to stay in there, and we lost them all. But the Democrats spent $100 million in Orange County just on the congressional races.
Wait a minute. So the Democrat, $100 million was spent just in the county, just in Orange County, $100 million by for Democrat candidates on the congressional level. That's crazy.
Right.
That could have fixed our homeless military problem.
It could have fixed a lot of problems. A lot of problems.
What a waste of money.
So we just have about a minute and a half here, Brian. We're going into 2019, and I don't think it's an understatement to say that gun owners are scared. They're afraid. What do you think? How's it look? How's it? What are you guys going to be able to do to fight back? What do you see happening? Give us just a quick rundown.
Well, right now there's a couple of vacancies on the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals that Trump is going to have the ability to fill. So hopefully we're going to be able to moderate the Ninth Circuit, because after next year, that's what we're stuck with. We've got no legislative solutions right now. This next governor has promised to be as anti-gun, the most anti-gun governor ever, and the legislature is going to agree with him on that. And so we've got to get all of our Second Amendment attorneys. They got to start paying attention right now. We got to start fundraising for that activity, because that's what we're going to be left with. Fighting this stuff. And we can win in the courts, and it's unfortunate that that's what we're left with. Right. But that's the genius of our founders, is they gave us 3 branches of government. And if that's the branch we're left to fight with, that's the branch we're left to fight with.
All right. So have you gotten your Teflon underwear ordered before you go to Sacramento?
The whole bodysuit.
There you go. I was starting small, but you're smarter than I am. You started big. All right, Senator.
Right.
Thank you very much. I can't wait to see you at KUSI so I can call you Senator in person.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate your support.
Hey, we're here for you 100%, my friend. All right, folks, we're going to take a small break. Hey, but before I do that, don't forget to go to Trident Gunsmithing to get your weapons worked on, cleaned up, modified. Or if you're a hunter, get all the updated information from hunting classes to the way you can actually cook your food once you've hunted it and you have to learn how to clean it out. All right there at Trident Gunsmithing. Go to www.tridentgunsmithing.com, tridentgunsmithing.com.
Message and data rates may apply.
Guys, got hair loss? I know what you're thinking. Should I shave my head? Comb it over? Wear a hat? Just stop. This isn't 1970. Keep your hair and your confidence, because Bosley, America's #1 hair restoration expert, can give you your real hair back permanently. Check them out today, because they're giving away an absolutely free information kit and a free gift card to everyone who texts *11 to 85850. Dude, you don't have to look like your dad, because this isn't your dad's hair loss treatment. People all over the country trust Bosley because they're ahead of the curve. They use the latest technology to give you your real hair back. And the best part, Bosley's permanent solution is protected by the Bosley Guarantee. Let them show you for free how awesome your hair could look with an absolutely free information kit and a gift card for $250 off. Text *11 to 85850. Ask about the Bosley Guarantee. STAR11 to 85850.
Don't you wish you could choose your own monthly mortgage payments? If you're 62 years or older and have sufficient equity, or own your home free and clear, a reverse mortgage loan may be the most powerful tool for your financial planning. With your current mortgage, in case of any emergencies or business opportunities, you may not be in the best financial position to make a move. With a reverse mortgage, eliminate your mortgage payments and receive cash or a large line of credit. With a bigger down payment, you can even purchase a home with a reverse mortgage, which is much easier to qualify for since there are no mortgage payments. Sometimes you can even qualify with just your Social Security income. To learn more, visit our website at aramco.biz, where you can ask questions, request more information, or sign up for our next workshop. Call Aramco at 866-600-1130. That's 866-600-1130, or visit aramco.biz. Aramco. Purchase, refinance, reverse.
DRE 01853626, NMLS 27716. Not all borrowers qualify.
FM 96.1, AM 1170. The Answer.
All right, folks. Hey, welcome back. This is FM 96.1, AM 1170. We are The Answer. I'm Dave.
Hey, and I'm Lance.
And
I'm Michael Schwartz.
Look at Mikey.
Yeah, from San Diego County Gunowners.com. $10 a month. Just $10 a month. Hook them up. Hey, don't forget Trident Gunsmithing, 858-577-0576. Go to TridentGunsmithing.com for all your gun needs, whether it's modifications, bringing you into compliancy, maybe checking the guns out, finding out how old they are, what are they worth. Trident Gunsmithing to take care of all your needs. And if you like to hunt, that's where you need to be. TridentGunsmithing.com. Check these boys out. All right, hey, we've got Mr. John Dillon in the house. That would be the law firm of Gatsky, Dillon, and Balance, LLP. Go to cafirearmslaw.com, cafirearmslaw.com, or you can call John at 760-431-9501, and he will be more than happy to talk to you about anything to do with the legal aspects of gun ownership. And after this election, you can see the steam coming off of the top of his head.
I like that. How's it going, guys?
Yeah, I thought you would. I thought you'd like
Nice
that. Because,
intro.
heck, you're probably busier now than you're ever going to be.
Well, it's definitely a fairly accurate description, and my wife's definitely annoyed of all my ranting and raving over the election results in California. That's for sure.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah. And, today I had a new topic to discuss, something that made some waves recently in California. We're so used to the California handgun roster and the micro-stamping requirements that have basically prevented any new handguns from being placed on the California roster. It was sent shockwaves through the community when people heard that Franklin Armory had an AR-style pistol be approved for the California handgun roster. Any of you guys hear about this?
I saw that. Yeah. What's the skinny on that?
So essentially, they went the Cali key route in the sense that they developed a bolt-action AR-style pistol, and because it's bolt-action, it's not semi-automatic. It doesn't have to meet the micro-stamping requirements in California to be put on the handgun roster. But with California being the way California is, a week or two after that went public and everyone realized that they can now purchase an AR-style pistol on California roster, we got a DOJ notice that was sent out clarifying various things and issuing warnings on single-shot or bolt-action pistol. Essentially, the DOJ provided everyone a nice little warning that if you were to purchase a bolt-action or break-action pistol and then convert it to semi-automatic function after purchasing it, you may be illegally manufacturing an unsafe handgun under California law. And this is something that we've all, in the legal community, it's been a worry. We kind of predicted that the DOJ was going to try to go down this route, although legally they really don't have any grounds to make this kind of claim. But it's been a worry.
Who wants to be that test case?
Yeah, exactly, Phil. I've been very cautious when it came to people with their single shot or break action, bolt action pistols with regard to meeting an exemption under the California roster requirements. With this DOJ notice, they're essentially saying that you may or may not be committing a misdemeanor violation by converting your firearm because it may or may not be considered manufacturing. And if you're manufacturing a new handgun when you convert these pistols, you may be considered manufacturing an unsafe handgun.
So, John, can I ask, just to clarify here, so if you go down to your local gun shop who is also, a manufacturer, they have a license, they're properly licensed to manufacture as well, and you buy, let's say, a single-shot AR, right? It's born a single-shot AR. Or, I'm sorry, AR pistol. It has to be a pistol.
Bolt action or break action.
Bolt action or break. All right. Bolt action or break action. So, but it's still single shot.
Yeah, single shot.
Okay.
Bolt action or break action.
All right, and you buy that. So now you have a bolt action or break action single shot AR pistol, and that's how you avoid getting a pistol that's not on the gun roster. And now if you take that exact same pistol back in to the manufacturer and say, hey, convert this to semi-automatic, they're saying that may or may not be a violation.
Yeah, so essentially, because even licensed manufacturers, in order to manufacture a handgun or sell a handgun, it has to be on the roster. And if it's not on the roster, it has to fall into an exemption. And
but there's no guidance on how it may or may not be.
Exactly. So we don't have like any true definitions of what is manufacturing under California, statutory law. So we generally would then defer back to federal law and their definition. And under federal law, it's very clear. Modification of drop-in parts, changing upper receivers, putting in triggers, barrels, all that type of stuff, it's not considered manufacturing. But again, this is one of those ways that the DOJ in California uses that, undefined, we don't know excuse to try to overregulate and overreach when it comes to enforcing law on firearms. And this is just another way that, although the law doesn't truly support it, they're going to do their best to, enforce it the way they're going to interpret it. And, someone may have to defend themselves in court for doing something as simple as changing a drop-in part now because of the DOJ's position.
So then, John,
and it's just one of those things. You got to be careful.
As an attorney, what would you recommend? Would you recommend someone just not do it, or is there a way that you would recommend that would make it most likely to be legal? What do you recommend? What do people do now with that information?
All right, these days I'm very cautious with what you should and shouldn't do when it comes to these, kind of unknown, undefined areas of the law. But I will say the best thing to do, if you're going to buy one of these pistols that are break action or bolt action, I would not convert it, at least until there's a little more guidance and we have a little more precedent to go on in regard to the California law. There's no issue on the federal level of making any kind of conversion like that. But we're in an iffy environment, to say the least, when it comes to California law. And, with this notice that the DOJ's, that they've issued, they're essentially saying don't try it, because you very well may be charged with something if you do.
You might be the test case.
And the wishy-washy language just kind of supports the fact that they're not going to commit to anything, but they're leaving the door wide open to charge someone if they feel that they can get through the court. So I'd be very careful with any of these type of conversions, even after legally purchasing the firearm. If you purchase a firearm through a single-shot break action or bolt action exemption for the roster, I'd be very careful with converting it to semi-automatic afterwards.
Well, let me ask you this. If someone said, hey, you know what? I'm doing it. I'm going to be the guy. I'm going to do it. And then I'm going to call up the DOJ and say, hey, take me to court. And they say, okay, you're on. What do you think? Do you think it would win in court? How far would it have to go? Or what are your thoughts on that?
Again, no one ever really wants to be a test case in that sense because that's criminal liability that you're dealing with.
Right.
And it could be a very long court process that will involve a lot of time, effort, money, and just real liability for the person entering it. Legally speaking, if we were to have objective, review of the law, I don't think that the California DOJ has anything to stand on. And I think that they would lose in the end, just with regard to what is defined as manufacturing under federal law. But again, with these courts, we're just talking, you had Brian Jones on talking about the Ninth Circuit and the way that we have judicial activists in this state when it comes to Second Amendment rights. You never know. And it could go any which way, but I'd definitely love to be involved in a fight like that from a legal perspective, and I think the winning argument is on our side.
Yeah. Hey, are you calling on your Tesla?
Yes, I am.
Trade that slug in. That's the worst phone hookup I've ever heard. All right.
I'm in a bad area, that's for sure.
Hey, are you coming to work on Monday?
Yes, I am.
I'll come see you.
Sounds good.
All right, folks. That's Attorney John Dillon from Gasky, Dillon & Balance, LLP. Go to cafirearmslaw.com, and you can call him at 760-431-9501. He loves talking law, and he wants to help you. Hey, how can you make your AR rifle legal and keep your features? Well, if you want your AR to have a pistol grip, telescoping scope, 4 grips, and still have a detachable magazine, check out Cali Key. Whether you're buying a new AR or need to make your current AR compliant, Cali Key is a cost-effective, easy solution that will allow you to keep your AR compliant and future-proof your AR from all these horrible California laws. They're bad before, they're terrible now. Keep your entire AR collection intact at a price you can afford. Go to Cali Key, K-A-L-I-K-E-Y, K-A-L-I-K-E-Y.com. And last but not least, have you signed up for firearmslegal.com? You got to get yourself protected for $10 a month. That's firearmslegal.com. Your whole family, 24-hour protection in case you get pulled over and you have a gun issue. Maybe there's a gun in your car. You didn't know it was in there. You need help. Firearmslegal.com. Take the pressure off. $10 a month. Check them out. Hey, this is FM 96.1 AM 1170. We are The Answer, and this is Gun Sports Radio. We'll be right back. All right, folks. Hey, welcome back. You are listening to Gun Sports Radio right here on FM 96.1 AM 1170. The Answer. Hey, if you got a gun that needs to be maybe worked on, brought up to standards, or maybe you don't even know what the heck it is, you adopted it and now you have it and you don't know what to do with it, go to the experts. Trident Gunsmithing. Go to www.tridentgunsmithing.com. tridentgunsmithing.com. They'll be more than happy to look at that weapon and tell you everything you need to know about it. And if you mention you heard it right here on KCBQ AM 1170, there's a nice little discount in there for you as well. So make sure you stop by, see Dan or Juan or Tosh. Those guys will be more than happy to help you out. TridentGunsmithing.com, especially if you're a hunter. Don't forget, TridentGunsmithing.com. Also, how can you make your AR legal and keep your features? If you want your AR to have a pistol grip, telescoping stock, 4 grip, and still have a detachable magazine, check out Cali Key. Whether you're buying a new AR or need to make your current AR compliant, Cali Key is a cost-effective and easy solution that allows you to keep your AR compliant and future-proof your AR from all these horrible California gun laws. Keep your entire AR collection intact at a price you can afford with Cali Key. Check them out. www.calikey.com. That's Kalikey.com. All right. Hey, this segment's brought to you by the Gun Range San Diego, the Nordstroms of gun ranges. Just not the price. And that's the cool thing about it. Gun Range San Diego, located 7853 Balboa Avenue in San Diego, 10 to 10, 7 days a week. Go to thegunrangesandiego.com, thegunrangesandiego.com for all the training and specials and all the wonderful things you can find when you get there. First-time shooter, second-time shooter, old shooters. Gun Range San Diego loves them all and treats them all just like family. Hey, right now we got Casey on the line. He calls in on Sundays, and he's going to talk about range etiquette and safety. What's the matter, bud? You had somebody trying to pass you on the left?
You know what happens. That's kind of one of the big things that we have in our ranges here is, yes, we are a public range and we have a lot of people that come in, but in the end of the day, it is our range and we expect everybody to obey our rules. So before anybody, when they come in, we ask them, have you shot at a gun range before? Have you shot at a gun range before? They say yes, no. Regardless, we give them a nice pamphlet that has all the range rules and policies, and we just tell them, hey, read through these and understand what we expect here, okay? And they say, yes, exactly. They fill out the waiver that states that they read the range rules, and then they go in there, and 5 minutes in, they're shooting our ceiling. So
no,
issues that we have
really?
All the time. Oh, yeah, absolutely, all the time. So it's we don't want to beat a dead horse, but we want people to pay attention because they're not the only one in there. And it's a safety reason for everybody else that you understand what we're expected in there. And when our RSOs, that's what we're in there for, is to make sure everybody's obeying the rules. And we've had some instances where people actually got very heated about it. Very confrontational. Like, it's always the worst ones that think they know best on the range, and then we have to correct them, and then get some. We've had some shouting matches and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it is our range, and everybody's a guest there. We don't want to kick people out, but if it comes to that, we will do it.
I got an idea.
For the benefit of
Casey.
it's just for the benefit of everybody in there. Yes, sir.
Got a great idea. Build a 6x6 bars like a jail, and when they do that, lock them in it, and that way, if anybody says, "What's he in there for?" Because he shot a hole in the roof. Trust me, you would embarrass him so bad that would never happen again.
Take him to the stockades.
There you go.
Throw shotgun shell casings at him. You
like that idea, don't you?
See what we can do. And we don't want to like publicly shame or anything like that. It's just when people are doing things wrong, we'll quietly go up to them and we'll just let them know. They're like, "Hey, man, just let you know you're shooting a little high there. Let's bring the target down a little bit," or various other things that happen. And we're just there for everybody else's safety because if people keep doing it over and over and over, then the rest of the people are going to pay attention. So that's why we're so quick to correct things in there.
So let me ask you this. That person shooting a hole in the roof, first-time shooter, old-time shooter?
I want to say it's always the first times, but it's pretty much everybody. Like, we'll have a lot of people. Well, a lot of us guys here, we're ex-military. We have a lot of Marines in here, and we're close to a lot of military bases. So we'll have a bunch of military guys come in here like, "Oh, I shoot my whole life. I know what I'm doing." I'm like, "Okay, dude, but I'm looking at your grouping at 5 yards out, and
or better yet, I'm looking at your grouping. I'm looking at your grouping in the ceiling, and you're just a tad off. You ought to stick some trophy or targets up there just so people go, "What's that up there for?" Oh, that's for the dummies that don't know how to shoot down range.
And all of our target carriers are all matte black and armor plated and stuff. So when people shoot them, it turns out to be a big white spot. So we'll walk up and down the line, and we're like, "Huh, there's a white spot on that carrier." So we'll go over there and watch, and that's why we have our cardboard targets marked tape target below the line, so that there's about a 2-foot gap between the ceiling and their targets itself. So we can actually track people. We'll walk by and we're like, "Okay, I see a lot of impacts high." Like, "Hey, just let you know, you shoot a little bit high here. Let's help adjust your grip and get you back on target."
Yeah. I think a lot of it has to, nobody wants to feel like they're embarrassed. And I think that if, shooters listening out there, it's nothing to be embarrassed over. I mean, if there's a rule or something that's a little different on that range or whatever, it's nothing to be, and they come over and say, "Hey, hey, can you change the way you're doing things a little bit?" It's nothing to be embarrassed over. It's certainly not a, it's nothing personal, but I've been to your range a lot. I've honestly, I've never seen anything that even caused me to worry. I've always seen, I think for the most part, everybody's extremely safe, and your range safety officers are very professional.
Yeah, but you got to remember, he's there 10 days a week.
Right. Yep.
Or 10 hours, 10 to 10, 7 days a week. And there's always that guy, right?
Yep. It's probably about one a day that you'll get where you're just like, "Man, that person should not be allowed to shoot a gun again."
Wow.
And it's every once in a while. I know we'll have days where like everybody's like, "Hey, man, everybody's shooting great today. It's a great day. We're all happy." Yeah. And then just some days you're looking at the top, and you're looking at the target carriers, and you're like, "Huh?
What the heck?"
Yeah, you're looking at it just like there's like bullet holes all around the top of the targets. We're like, "Okay, let's figure out what's going on here."
Well, it's not just that too. It's sometimes
rules.
Sometimes people don't know that they're supposed to unload their firearm right there at the target. Instead of back on the bench back there.
That's a big one, and we'll just let people know, especially when we have new shooters, they'll have their gun in a little bucket. We're like, "All right, first things first, bring the gun up to the booth and unload it up there," because we don't like anybody. The reason behind that is there's a black line behind the target, behind the lanes. And what the purpose of that is so that nobody's handling any firearms behind people. When you have the lanes up there, at least you have ballistic glass between each lane. That can help in case an accident or negligent discharge goes off.
Right.
But when people, if they're fumbling with their guns behind the lane and everybody's looking forward, nobody knows what's going on because everybody has that tunnel vision. They're like, "I'm shooting here," while there's some new person or somebody else that's just not paying attention and is just fumbling with a gun behind the line. It's like, okay, let's make sure that that's not happening.
Wow.
And, we just let people know, and they're always, "Okay, cool, thanks, man." And it's different, you have different rules on different ranges, and that's why we make sure we let everybody know.
Hey, I hear December 7th is right around the corner.
Oh, yes. Yep, we got 2 weeks, and that is going to be a great day. So it's going to be a grand old time, December 7th, and we actually have one guy that's coming in. He said he has about 40 uniforms from World War I up to Vietnam, and he's going to bring all those in on display. He's going to bring weapons from 1901 up until Vietnam. He has M14s. He has everything. I'm bringing a couple guns in. I think Jason's going to bring a couple. So we're going to have this whole booth set up. It's going to be like a nice little museum. And then we're going to have a couple guns that we're going to put on the range for people to actually shoot. So we're going to have a M1 Garand. We're going to have a Finish. We're going to have a couple of Mods and Nagants. We're going to have a bunch of fun stuff in there.
So what time does this party start?
So that was going to start at 5 o'clock.
Okay, so 5 to closing?
5 to closing. So we're basically going to shut down half the range for that day. So if anybody's listening that comes in your option, that day is going to be half the range shut down just for the older weapons and whatnot, so people can come in there and handle them and shoot them, just get that experience of it.
Gotcha.
And up on our social media, we're going to have all of our pricing coming up this week. So if everybody follows our social media on Instagram and whatnot, then they're going to be well informed.
All right, that's the main thing. And I'm sure it's going to be a tad crowded, so it'd be smart to get there a little early.
Absolutely. Yep. We're going to start setting up around 3, and then it's going to kick off at 5.
I was going to say, you probably have all your displays done between 3 and 5?
Yep.
And how do people find you on Instagram, Casey? How do they find the range on Instagram?
Yep, our Instagram is the Gun Range SD.
Yeah.
And we post. We're actually, I'm in charge of social media now. I'm partial of it, so
it's fun.
We actually like to make some funny videos that we're coming out with, and our whole thing that we're going to start doing now is weekly range safety videos where we take something that happened in the range, like a safety violation or something, and we're going to make a little parody of it, and then talk about the importance. Like, that is why you keep a weapon downrange at all times. So we're actually going to be doing one tonight, and we'll have it posted up tomorrow.
Yeah, I saw the one for Thanksgiving. It was fun.
Yeah, what's your Instagram again? The what?
The Gun Range SD.
The Gun Range SD.
Right. And what about...
You guys need to follow it.
What about social media? What about...
on Facebook, it's the Gun Range San Diego. So we have Instagram and Facebook.
And you guys doing anything for Cyber Monday? I know you're running some special now on some boxes of bullets or something.
That we're aware of. So we did our Black Friday sale on ammo, and we actually extended into yesterday.
That's what it was.
So we are.
You guys got to be spent. I mean, and then you sold all those guns last
Yep.
For the 4% over last Saturday, whenever that was.
Yeah.
A week ago.
The week less, or the week, our 4% sale, we sold we sold 90 firearms. And then for our Black Friday ammo sale with some of our other weapons, we sold over 40,000 9mm rounds and about another 15,000 of 223.
Yeah, good. Well, people need to be following you on the Instagram and following you guys on the Facebook because you guys are doing a lot of stuff. It's a lot of fun.
Yep, we're taking that over, and we're posting all of our deals, all of our sales, updating inventory. Everything is going on our social media. So, because let's be honest, our phones are in our hands 24/7.
Right, and you'll get alerts too, right?
Absolutely. Yep. We get alerts for it, so people message us, certain pricing and stuff, and when we're in there, we'll get in the pricing and whatnot, and we're doing as best we can to monitor it.
And what hours are you working down there, Casey?
10 to 10, 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
It's half day. Got it. Well, and everybody should go down there looking for Casey.
Work a half a day.
That's a half a day, 10 to 10.
Yeah, 12 hours.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
that's a half a day, Dave.
Yeah, that's only half a day.
Casey, is that you with the Uzi on Instagram?
That's me.
That's you. I thought so.
Yeah, it's
all right, buddy. Hey, always good chatting with you. So there was a gun question I was going to ask you, but I can't think of it. So when I do, I'll call you.
We'll get it next week.
Hey, well, now that I've got my alerts, because I completely blew it and didn't go down there for the 4%er, and Lance was nice enough to send me a reminder the day after. What a salesman. All right, buddy. Thanks a lot. Hey, folks, don't forget. Where are we at here? I think we're good.
You're good.
We are good. All right, let's take a quick break. This is FM 96.1, AM 1170, The Answer. But don't go anywhere. We got Sam the Gunman. We're going to try to stump him. Michael didn't do a very good job last week, but we're going to try right here on Gun Sports Radio. Hey, welcome back. You are listening to Gun Sports Radio right here on FM 96.1 AM 1170. We are definitely the answer. Hey, do any of your family keep a taser, pepper spray, firearm, or other weapon for personal protection? Do you have or are you going to get a CCW? Well, if you're involved in an incident, what is your plan to pay for bail and the expensive lawyer costs? Well, guess what? Talk to the good folks at Firearms Legal Protection. For less than $10 a month, you will have peace of mind knowing a 24-hour hotline and legal representation is waiting for you and your family. That's Firearms Legal Protection at www.firearmslegal.com, or you can call them at 844-357-9400, and make sure you tell them the gang at KCBQ Gun Sports Radio sent you. All right. He's all bandaged up. His wounds have been repaired, and Sam the gunman is back. And Mikey, have you got it?
I do. Another.
How you doing, Sam?
Outstanding. How are you?
Excellent.
All right, here we go. Another episode of Stump My Nephew with Sam the gunman. Okay, you ready for the question?
Yes, sir.
Teresa from Encinitas writes, does the military, the U.S. military, use a version of the AR rifle that is semi-automatic, or are they all select fire?
Do they use a version that's semi-automatic? Teresa from Encinitas, that's a great question. According to everything I've read, even for designated marksman rifles, rifles that are built specifically to be as accurate as possible, they don't use, as accurate as practical for at the squad level. They still use full auto lowers and trigger groups because that's what they have available. And they just don't use the fully automatic functionality. Most of the M4 carbines in use by, the Marine Corps is the primary user. The Army uses the full auto M4A1, but the Marine Corps uses burst fire M4s.
That's exactly what she said. Now, when you were talking about the designated marksman rifle, like what's an example of a designated marksman rifle when it comes to ARs?
They at the squad level they use basically just an M16A4 that's sort of accurized. They put on some extra parts and they specifically use the full auto trigger pack instead of the 3-round burst trigger pack because it supposedly gives a more consistent trigger pull on semi-automatic.
And what does accurized mean, real quick?
They use higher quality components with like a barrel with a better finish, more generally, just higher quality components.
Gotcha. Well, you got it right, and then some.
All right.
Very impressed. Awesome job.
Yep. Thanks a lot, Sam the gun. We ought to bring him out for gun prom.
He is. He's coming out. Yeah, you got that on your calendar? Gun prom, May the 4th?
I guess I do now.
Yeah, Mike's paying your way. You don't even have to worry about it. No, Mike's going to fly you out. He's got his private jet lined up. It says San Diego County gun owners down the side.
Right.
You can send the Buick.
Yeah, we'll send you the Buick. We'll
San
send you
Diego County gun owners Buick.
Got it.
No,
Thanks, Sam.
We definitely would love to have you out. Seriously, if there's a way you can work out your schedule, we would love to have you.
I'd love to be there.
All right, we'll work on it.
All right, man. Good job, Sam.
As always.
Thanks. Have a good one.
Next week.
All right, and now, with no further ado, let's read her.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me on the show today.
Our pleasure. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing great. And gearing up for our 6th annual charity handgun and rifle course for leukemia and lymphoma. And we got well over 150 people already enrolled. We're expecting somewhere between 300 and 350 total enrollments.
Wow.
And how does someone enroll, Lance?
Well, Lance, they go to www.charitycourse.gives. It's not .com, it's .gives. So it's charitycourse.gives. And that website has got all the details, the when, where, how, why, cost, everything. We've got some photographs of previous charity events. We've got highlight videos. I'm a big believer that a picture's worth 1,000 words, and so people can go there and check out the event.
And then separately, they've got to make their own arrangements for a hotel motel thing.
Exactly, and once they get enrolled, we start sending out information with those details. We send out the names and the phone numbers for hotels, and people have the option to sign up for some dinners in the evening if they would like. And so once people get enrolled, then we start shooting all that other ancillary details to them. So, and Lance, one thing, in the spirit of Thanksgiving, I want to thank you guys. Michael Schwartz there of SDCGO, I want to thank you. You've been a wonderful supporter of this event, and not only donating to the raffle for the past couple of years, but also, spreading the word and encouraging people to participate. And Lance, you as well have been out for the past couple of years supporting the event, and then coming on board this year as our media sponsor. Both of you, I can't thank you enough.
It's our pleasure. We're just going to get Dave to write the check.
Very, very small.
Yeah, I'm the one writing the check. I didn't even get a thank you.
Well, Dave, once I get that check,
like you didn't get last year's. Come on.
Yeah.
No, you do such a great job at it. And if my schedule wasn't such that, my weekends are all television, so it's kind of tough for me. But everybody I've talked to that's been to your event, everything from the first-time shooter to the full-time shooter, very impressed, loved it. And I think that's why you're seeing because the very first event you did, how many people showed up?
We had 57 people.
And how many did you have last year?
Last year we had 265.
Jeez.
And you've only been doing this for 6 years.
We've done 5 of them so far. We're gearing up for our 6th one coming up here in the spring, March 15th. And you're right, it just grows and grows. People come back from this charity event and just raving about it. They're telling their coworkers, they're telling their friends and family, and so one of their friends or family ends up coming with them the next year, and it just grows. Everybody comes back year after year because it's such a wonderful event. It's not just a good cause, but it's life-changing and life-saving skills that they're learning. Learning how to run a concealed handgun or a battle rifle, and from literally the best civilian firearm school in the country.
And that's not bad for not having a budget for advertising.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, really,
and one thing,
you're not on television. You're not doing full-page ads. I mean, a lot of I use this as a compliment, even though I'm the one writing the check. But the bottom line is, it's word of mouth, and there's nothing. You could say the same thing about San Diego County gun owners. I mean, Michael started off first year. What'd you have, Mikey?
First year as far as
members
signing up.
11. We started off with 0-0, and then by the end of the first year, I think we had about 300.
Yeah.
350.
Yeah.
And what do you got today?
About 1,300.
That's another one of those never wrote a check for advertising.
Yeah, it is. My wife was hesitant to go. She didn't want to go to front side. She didn't want to go to the charity shoot. Went last year, had so much fun. This year I said, hon, you know what? It's March 15th. That's your birthday. So, and she said, we're going. No,
she goes, and your point is.
Yeah, I know. We're going.
Isn't that nice?
So she's excited. So I know even if you're kind of hesitant, like, I don't know. It's kind of a big commitment going out of town. It's so well worth it. It's so much more fun.
Right.
I've been to front site separately, and I've been to front site through this charity event. Charity event's way more fun.
And you'll get a birthday cake.
Yeah,
birthday cake.
Get a birthday cake.
Well, you better have a birthday cake. Are you writing this down, Mr. Reader? Really, really big birthday cake.
Birthday cake for Laura. I got it on the list.
Write that down. All right, buddy. Give the website out one more time.
It's www.charitycourse.gives.
All right, buddy. Hey, thanks a lot, and enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope you had a fabulous Thanksgiving.
You too, and thank you for having me on the show.
Our pleasure.
All right, folks. Hey, we're going to be rolling out of here, and I just want to take a few minutes just to thank San Diego County gun owners. You need to go to their website, SanDiegoCountyGunOwners.com. The Gun Range San Diego, unbelievable people. You'll have the best experience ever buying a firearm or getting some training. Just go to their website, thegunrangesandiego.com. And, of course, cafirearmslaw.com. That's our good buddy John Dillon at Gatsky, Dillon, and Balance, LLP. Firearmslegal.com. Hey, $10. Come on, folks. Protect yourself and your whole family. $10. You can't beat it. Trident Gunsmithing. TridentGunsmithing.com. If you're a hunter or you need to have somebody work on your gun, Dan is the gunsmith there, and he is amazing. And last but not least, www.calikey.com, KALIKEY.com. And I want to thank Lance and Mike for coming in. And Lance's lovely wife, Eileen.
She's here.
She made a crack cake that will knock your socks off.
Yeah, I got to buy a new.
And I'm not sharing. That's all there is to it. Stay tuned. I've got a great show coming up, 50-50, written by Sylvia Wilkerson. We're going to talk about Huntington's disease, who is taking John Paul Jr.'s life. If you know anything about John Paul, you'll won't want to leave. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a moment.
Gun Sports Radio is sponsored by Love Radio Network.